Hi guys, I'm just out for a little hike. The wind is really blowing up. It is bitterly cold out as well. Usually I don't notice that it's that cold out when it snows like this. But the winds are blowing. And it's really gotten nasty over the last half hour or so. I was just out checking the trail cams in the back 40 here. And I made it to the trail, and now that I'm out in the open trail, I can really see how much the wind is blowing the snow around. It's pretty wicked. Hi guys, I'm just coming back for a little jaunt, checking out the game cam, and just over the last half hour or so, making my way back through the bush toward the cabin, I noticed we got some weather setting in. It's getting really windy, and it's bitterly cold. I still got just a little ways to go before I hit the main cabin trail. And it'll be good to get back to that wood stove and a hot cup of coffee when I get back. Anyway, it started off to be a nice little hike. But that's fine. We're good. It has been windy, and I've been keeping my eyes on the treetops as I go. And that's the one thing about when a blizzard or strong winds come in, and you're out in the middle of the forest, and you look around you, and you see the tops, the trees, the tops of, it's so hard to talk, cold, the tops of the trees start blowing around, not just back and forth, but actually sometimes in a circle. And that's a lot of stress and strain on those trees. So you really do have to be careful and not go into the bush when it's windy like this. But it wasn't windy earlier on, and actually it seems to have died down a little bit now. But when you do look out in the bush, you notice that there's a lot of deadfall, which are trees that have snapped in half or limbs that have come down in the wind. And I mean, they're all around. If you just look close enough, you can see on the ground the old deadfall from a previous season. But there's also some that are leaning up in the middle of the forest, and some of it is brand new tree fall that has happened from damaging winds and storms. So I'm going to keep on moving here while I can, and walking through the heavy snow like this. It's not worth it in the bush like this to take my snowshoes, because the snowshoes tend to get hung up on all the gnarly stuff that's along the trail. So I just take my chances and go with my boots, and snowshoes are good when you're into a wide open spot, fields or a trail or something like that that's already established. But I find in the middle of the bush like this, I do prefer my boots. Anyway, yeah. Walking through the bush like this, it does get you warmed up, even though it's bitterly cold. As I said, my lips are kind of froze up in my side of my nose and whatnot, my cheek. And if I don't have a good hat on, I do notice that my ears get very cold. And when I go back inside, not so much while I'm out there, but when I go back inside, the ears start really hurting. I don't know if that's happened to you before or not, but it does with me, especially when it's damp. I notice the shoulder seasons do that to me more than midwinter. But anyway. Oh, okay, the trail's up here. Oh, my camera just took a dump in the snow off the tripod. I don't know what happened there. It spun around and down it went. Anyway, I'm back on the trail. I'm gonna make my way back up to the cabin. Hang on, I gotta get my glove. Oh. This tripod. Oh. This camera keeps spinning around. This camera keeps spinning around on me here. I'm gonna try to make my way to the cabin as we go. Try this again. All right. I'm gonna try to get to the cabin here as I go. And I don't even know if these lenses are working. There was snow all over the lenses. So they're probably all garbled up with moisture or whatever. Hopefully this is still working. I'm not just wasting my breath. Anyway, it's Yeah, we're starting to lose our light here. Woo! All right. Try this again. Yeah, the lens was all fogged up. So anyway, I'm making my way back to the cabin, and we are starting to lose the light. But you can see how the snow is blowing in. So onward. Let's see if we can film as I get walking along here without giving you too much of a bumpy ride. Well, the wind's not so bad now. But it'll be good to get back to the cabin, as I was saying. It's I've been gone for a couple hours. This was one of the closer trail cams to the cabin that I wanted to check. So it's kind of a fine snow, not those big fluffy flurries that we like to have sometimes. Makes it winter wonderland. And this is more of a fine snow. It's not really wet. As I say, it's pretty cold out. Why do they say that? It's cold out. It's obvious that it's cold out. It's not cold in. Yeah, I know. Being up at the cabin alone for days on end get you thinking non-usual stuff. Or is it I'm just going crazy? Cabin fever. Well, we're almost back. Getting there. It's not too much further, I think. I just went past the crest, so not too far to go now. Snow does seem to be getting a little bit heavier, though. It's at least it's not really too bad out. It's still pretty cold. The temperature must have dropped 10 degrees in the last 2 hours. Huh. I thought I heard something. Okay, that's cool. I've got some other videos on wolf encounters as a nature recorder. So I like to leave my microphones out in the wilderness here all around us on our 40 acres. And I sometimes do get the wolves howling. There used to be about 3 packs of wolves that lived around here when we first moved onto the property, but I don't know. The last couple of years, it didn't seem to be quite as often that I hear the howls. Could be that I'm just not hearing them, but it just seems like there's not as many this past year or two. I do enjoy hearing them. Anyway, onward. Wow. My tracks from earlier, there was just a bit of snow then, but they're all covered up now. I don't know if you can see them or not. Well, not too far, I think. Down the hill. It's always nice going down the hill. I can't see nothing. Oh well, one foot in front of the other. It's getting pretty dark actually. Losing the light fast, eh? I don't know. I don't think there's really going to be much on that card that I changed for the trail cam. I didn't see any footprints around, no hoof prints, no paw prints, no wildlife prints at all directly around the cam area. So I'm not expecting to see too much. Yeah, I need to pick a better trail, I guess. A better pathway that the animals used. Scout more trails out. Reason for another hike, eh? Scout trails out for the pathways that the wildlife tends to want to use. I enjoy to do that. I like doing it just for the sake of getting out there. You never know what you're gonna come across. You might come across some interesting things, and you just don't know if you're gonna come across that unless you go out there and try it. Like the great Gretzky says, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I like that. Oh, I think I see the cabin light on up there. I don't know if there's snow on that lens or not. Anyway, we'll see what goes on. Anyway, I made it back to the cabin, as you can see. I can't wait to go in and get that hot cup of coffee, sit by the warm wood stove. And please subscribe for our next video if you haven't already done so. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time right here on Cabin Life. For Maureen, I'm Glenn. Over and out, and take care.